Hi, water sign. Welcome to your extended reading. Okay, so we're going to start with Cancer. I'm going to go through and get additional cards for each of these areas. We'll get the current situation, blocks to love, and then I will get advice and outcome. So we're going to start with Cancer. Spirit, please show me what messages you have for the sign of Cancer for love from May 29th to June 4th, 2018. Please help me to be able to bring forward the best messages for their highest good. Thank you so much for clarity. We'll give it one more shuffle, Cancer, and then we'll jump into it and see what it says for you. Sounded Canadian there for a second. For ya. Hey, how about we do that? No offense to Canadians. Love y'all. All right. 2 cards for you on this side. First card that pops up, we have the 3 of Cups and the Temperance. So with this combination here, some of you may be dealing with a Sagittarius. The 3 of Cups here I feel like this is a card of imbalance, though, because there are 3 cups, and in the Temperance card here, we've got 2. The balance between the fire and the water, but here there's an overabundance of water. Some of you, again, in this situation with this 5 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles and the Hermit card may have been dealing with a third-party situation. It could be, I get strongly also perhaps somebody's an alcoholic or somebody has some substance abuse type problems that could have created even a third party situation as well. But there's some kind of imbalance that's happening. That it's because with this 5 of Swords, it creates an imbalance. This combination normally would be a great combination, but with these other cards that it's on top of here, I feel like for a lot of you, Cancer, there's a huge imbalance on one side or an injustice on one side that has happened that needs to, like the lesson needs to be learned or an understanding needs to happen. Somebody needs to bring it back into balance. Because the Temperance card also represents moderation in all things. And the 3 of Cups can be overindulgence. So it's a need for moderation that perhaps has not existed. So somebody is having to look at the situation almost from the outside looking in or on their own to figure out this imbalance, I feel like, is what the current situation is saying. So the next person over here, sorry if I turn my cards the right way, we have Emperor and the Page of Cups. And the Emperor and Page of Cups is on top of the 7 of Wands, 4 of Wands, and the World card. So it definitely could be Aries energy here, but it could be any sign. What this Emperor is talking about with this World card and the 4 of Wands is somebody is legit taking control of their life. Sorry, my camera's shaking. It's totally annoying because I move so much it shakes the table. Sorry. But somebody's legit taking control of their life right here. And this Page of Cups is here to say, yes, I love you. There is love here, but I have to protect me. I have to take care of me. I have to do what's right for me because I know where I'm going. Like, I'm going to get there whether you're coming or not, but I know where I'm going, and I'm not going to... I get this feeling that there's this kind of conversation happening, which I've had this very conversation myself, that says, where you say to somebody, I'm not going to let you pull me back in love with you if you have no intention of catching me when I fall. Like, what's the point of doing that? I'm good right now. I'm in a position of strength. I know where I'm going. So this person on this side, somebody is good right now. It may be tough because this 7 of Wands is tough. It's not an easy thing, but they've got it handled. Whereas there's a lot of introspection and observation that has to happen on this side, which is in the process of happening. It's just not quite at the same level. You know, they're not completely at the same level. So the blockage down here with this Magician, yeah, again, like I said, Ace of Wands, this is the blockage. Somebody has to do something about it, and they're not doing anything about it because they're sitting there thinking about it. Like, I'm not making fun of them for thinking about it because you know what? We all have to process things at our own pace and our own way. You don't want them rushing forward when they're not ready because you're going to end up in the same situation all over again. But this is what this is talking about. This confidence, this this confidence, self-confidence, self-esteem, taking action on this is the blockage. Knowing who they are is the blockage. It's like you know who they are and you're just telling them, like, I know. Get there, get there, get there. I know you can get there. Like, but it's also that feeling, and I don't mean this to sound judgy, it just comes through very strongly to me. It's also that feeling of, if you want to be where I am, you need to climb. It's kind of like that. One partner's saying, you've got to start climbing. And so this is the blockage. For others of you, like I said in that other group where I was feeling like somebody is broken free from something, the blockage is here for them to try and make amends, to come after you. It could be that there is it could be that somebody's walking away knowing full well that they deserve better, but still loves the person enough that if they were to do something about it or try and prove something to them, they might give them a shot. I feel like this with the blockage, though, is that this person is just not in that place where they recognize that it is in their control. For some people, they end up in a situation where it feels like the world's against them, and they don't recognize that they can create, their own circumstances for their lives. It's kind of feeling like their life just happens to them rather than making things happen. But I do feel like there's enough introspection happening up here on this side that they will get there. It's just not there yet. So the blockage here for Nine of Cups. Oh, yeah, again, same thing. This Nine of Cups, same thing. This Page of Wands, it's like, do something already. Do something already. I'm begging you. Also, though, with this Nine of Cups, too, and the Page of Wands, for those of you who don't really know what it is, again, it's kind of like what it is that you would wish for. For those of you who have broken free from something and finally recognize that you do want something new or do want to move forward. Again, this wish card can be that overwhelming, like I have no idea which direction to go. Like there's so many options, I don't know what to pick. And I know that usually Seven of Cups is the option card, but this Nine of Cups is, what do I really want? The Nine of Cups, when you get the 10 of Cups, that's about what do we want? What does our family want? But the 9 of Cups is really, what do I want? Like, me, as this person, what is it that makes me happy? What is it that I want? And I feel like with this Page of Wands here, it's really starting, it's kind of like how my dad talked about college to us when we were kids. He was like, if you don't know what you want to be, just go. You can change your mind 10 different times, 10 different, majors or whatever you want to do. Just go. Because if you don't go, then you're not going to ever have the opportunity to change your mind anyway. It's kind of like that. Pick one, go that direction. If you decide that's not the direction you want, move directions. I get a lot of, I feel like it's important to impress to a lot of people too, that you really do have the options. You have the choice. You literally can do, if you decide that you don't like this job, you don't like this thing, you literally can. I know it's difficult. I know there are obstacles, but there is nothing stopping you as a human being from saying, I'm not doing this anymore, getting up, walking out, moving out, to the next thing and trying to take care of it then. Not to say that I'm suggesting anybody do that, but it's the recognition that you're not obligated to anybody but yourself, ultimately. And so it's kind of like, pick one. If you don't like that, pick a different one. It's that kind of energy coming through. And I feel like that's the blockage. So again, it's like there's so many things that I could want for myself, but I don't even know where to start for this person on this side. The other person who's waiting for somebody to figure out, again, is that frustration of nothing is happening and I'm wanting that action. So the blockage or the urge is for you to take action. And that's already happened way too much at this point. Don't do that, because this has to come from that side. So let's go ahead and see what we've got for the advice. Ace of Coins comes through for the advice. The advice here is, again, allow things to unfold slowly. It's not necessarily like snail's pace. This is still like spark of a new beginning. It's just allowing it to start practically. Don't push it into something that is overlooking the foundation. The foundation has to be rebuilt here. And then, yeah, outcome right on top of that, you got the Knight of Wands. So that's where your action comes in. Once this foundation is built, then this action gets taken. The Knight of Wands gets such a bad rap. I'm sorry. I love him to death. He gets such a bad rap, but this is very positive here because it's right on top of this Ace of Pentacles, which is the advice. This is saying that your outcome is this action comes forward. Once this foundation gets rebuilt, it will get there, Cancer. So this is definitely positive. A lot of you are dealing definitely with either a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or you're also dealing with another water sign. Now, again, it can be any sign, but these are the definite energies that I'm getting. Earth, you got Earth. I don't have a whole lot of air in here. I got Earth, water, and fire. So, Cancer, that's what I feel like is going on for you. So then let's move on. We'll go to Scorpio next. See what I got for my Scorpios. All right. Spirit, please show me what messages you have for love for the sign of Scorpio for May 29th, 2018 to June 4th. Please help me to bring forward best messages for their highest good with clarity. Sorry that it's loud. I know it's loud. This table's hard. Spirit, please show me what messages you have for the sign of Scorpio for love for May 29th to June 4th, 2018. Please show me what messages you have for the sign of Scorpio for love. We'll give it 2 more shuffles, Scorpio, and jump into it. Okay, so for situation here, remember we've got Hermit card, 5 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles up here. So the 2 cards that I have for you. First one is the 6 of Pentacles and the Temperance. Jeez, my goodness, this is the second time Temperance has shown up right here. This is definitely about imbalance. Again, some of you may be dealing with a Sagittarius. This is definitely about imbalance. The 6 of Pentacles is all about give and take, equal give and take. But you'll see here that this 6 of Pentacles, this is definitely not equal. He's above these people and they're considered like beggars. And I feel like what this is indicating here is that there has been recognition of an extreme imbalance. Now, this person on this side is starting to see it with this Hermit, the 5 of Swords, and the 4 of Pentacles, or they are the ones who have suffered an imbalance. But I feel like more along the lines of they're starting to see it because this Hermit card is looking at this situation. He's observing it here to me. And so I feel like this is a recognition of an imbalance that must be brought back into balance. That Temperance card there too is all about moderation. So there has been an imbalance. There has been something that has not been moderated between the two of you, you know, where it's like balanced. I guess I don't have any other way to say that. And that's caused some extreme pain with this 3. Yeah, look at this person over here. My goodness. So World, 4 of Wands, 7 of Wands person. This imbalance could have been a third-party situation for sure, but we've got the 5 of Cups and 3 of Swords. It put this person through the freaking ringer. Like this is somebody who was your ride or die. I feel like this is somebody who was in somebody's corner, and this imbalance was so extreme that it created extreme pain and heartache, perhaps betrayal too. But this is definitely an energy of somebody who really had to overcome this. And I feel it feels past tense to me. So it feels like it's already happened because we've got the World card and the 4 of Wands. Now, it could be too for some of you that this is the end of the commitment and you're in the middle of this heartache too because of this extreme imbalance or unfairness, like I gave, and here you have cut me off type of a thing. It could be that some of you are in the middle of that, but I feel it's more like a past tense. This person did this, and now you're at the point where you know where you're going. You're completed through this process. Like you're waiting for them to figure it out, but some of you feel like this is your person because you're at the point where you feel like they're making progress and starting to figure that out. But for a lot of you, Scorpio, I feel like either you have caused this person an extreme amount of heartache, somebody who has been there for you, perhaps been in your corner, because there was an extreme imbalance in the past, and you're trying to observe that and correct it, or vice versa. This person is trying to observe it and correct it. For a lot of the Scorpio energy that I pick up here, that's what I'm getting, is that there has been in the past an extreme imbalance that caused a lot of pain and heartache, and not just on one side, both sides, for somebody who has been there for you and somebody that you may very well see as your person. Now, I'm not saying you are it could be vice versa. Just bear with me here because I just am trying to read what's coming through. The blockage here with this Magician is the 10 of Wands. So this is the knowledge that this is an uphill battle. It's going to be tough. But you'll see with this 10 of Wands here too, there is this he's not that far from the house. He's really not that far. He's only got a little bit farther to go. And this is saying that you absolutely have the ability to do it. Absolutely. The Magician can do anything. And so that's the blockage, is recognizing that it's not as hard as it seems. You are able to do it. And for this person over here, we've got the 9 of Cups and the 5 of Rods. And I really feel like this is competition. Like, I'm just so tired of having to fight for my dreams with you. Like, I don't see why it has to be such a struggle. It shouldn't be this hard. That really comes through pretty strong on this side. It's like, you know that I've been there for you. Why does it have to be such a struggle? Why do you make it so hard? I feel like for some of you, you feel like the person makes it hard to love them on purpose or something like that. That comes through pretty strong for me. And I apologize if it sounds judgy, because it's absolutely not. I've been on both sides of this coin. I just definitely feel like it's kind of like this person is your dream and also your nightmare, wrapped up in the same thing for some of you. Because there is a lot of pain here. And there has been extreme imbalance. But there also is love here. So let's see what we've got for the advice coming through. Okay, yeah. So here we go. The advice right now here is the 6 of Rods, the 6 of Wands. This is talking about keeping your eye on the victory, keeping your eye on the prize. Also, the advice here for some of you is to recognize somebody really does just need to. It's almost like you do have to feed the ego. If it is important for you to be with this person, I do not suggest doing this necessarily, but somebody does need their ego kind of stroked here, because we have somebody whose confidence is way, way down, feeling like victory's not there. This is moving, though, progression here from this 5 of Wands to the 6 of Wands for this person. So what it's saying is that the victory is coming. The victory is there. It is a tough road, but the victory is there. And the outcome, okay, so the outcome card that we have is the Moon. So that's what this is talking about. Again, the advice is to keep your eye on the ball, because it's not going to be clear. It's not going to come easily. But the Moon always comes before the Sun. I feel like here, Scorpio, especially with this, some of you may be dealing with a Pisces. There is a lot of fire here, but there is also a lot of cups. There are some swords here too in this one. So you could be dealing with Gemini specifically, Virgo perhaps, but Sagittarius obviously, Pisces, but it could be any sign. I feel like with this outcome card is the Moon, is that the victory is going to be elusive. You're not necessarily going to see it. It's going to be hard to keep your eye on the prize here with this one. But just because you don't see the path doesn't mean the path isn't there. The path is there. You can see it. It goes all the way up here through these mountains here to this victory up here. But it's harder to see in the light of the Moon. It's also a card that indicates to me that for some of you, you are going to, with this Hermit card especially, you are going to want to keep certain things to yourself. And that's okay. It may cause some conflict for some of you, but it's okay to be, it's okay to keep some things to yourself as long as you are keeping as long as you are keeping the balance in the relationship where there is communication, it has to be communicated, though, that this is something that you don't necessarily want to talk about. And if that's the case, then you want to be able to use the moons, especially with this full moon coming up. I feel like the energy is you want to be able to use that moon to set your intentions for this victory, because that's where this is going to be headed, if that's where your intention is headed. So that's what I've got for y'all, Scorpio. I hope that makes sense to you, but let me know if it doesn't. But that came through pretty clearly. So let's move on to Pisces. All right. You know what? I like this deck, so we'll give it a shot and see what we come up with here for you, Pisces. Don't you like it when somebody says, "Oh, we'll give it a shot, see what happens"? Spirit, please show me what messages you have for Pisces for love from May 29th to June 4th, 2018. Please show me what messages you have for Pisces for their holiday. Whoop! Throwing cards around. Please show me what messages you have for the sign of Pisces for love. May 29th to June 4th, 2018. Please show me what messages you have for the sign of Pisces for love. Okay, let's see what we got, Pisces. So for the Hermit, Five of Swords, Four of Pentacles card, the first card that we pop up here is the Eight of Pentacles. This Eight of Pentacles here, you can see that this is a man, and it looks like an apprentice, perhaps his son, sitting here learning this craft. So with this on top of this Four of Pentacles, Five of Swords, and Hermit card, I feel like this is somebody who is really observing from both perspectives what happened, or working on trying to see something from both perspectives, because I see this young and older individual here, but they're both working. The feeling that I get from that comes from trying to see things from both perspectives. The next card that we have here, we've got the Three of Wands. What's interesting about this is he's got two wands beside him, one wand in his hand, and then this yin-yang thing. Yin-yang thing in his hand. I mean, that's my technical terminology. Yin-yang thing. Sorry the camera keeps moving. I know I move a lot. It's annoying. I'm sorry. But what this tells me here, again, I picked this up pretty strong for a lot of you Pisces, or a lot of the water signs especially. This is a balance thing. Again, it's recognition of the imbalance that existed, and it's holding that imbalance in his hand, because it's like recognizing his responsibility for that and taking action on it. Again, we know that the blockage is that he hasn't taken action on it, but this is the beginnings of this happening. So I feel like somebody is spending their time looking at things from a different perspective here and contemplating taking action on that. For person number two, the card that we have here, we've got the Page of Pentacles. So this is an offering of value, but this Page of Pentacles here again is just standing there admiring their own pentacle. He's not outreached, doesn't have his hand outreached. This is somebody who's recognizing that their own value here. This is somebody who's recognizing the value that they bring and waiting for this other person to catch up with the value that they bring. Like, it's somebody who already knows. I already know what value I bring. I already know what I got. The Seven of Wands means that it's difficult, though, for this person to remember that a lot of the time. Like, wait a second. It's like you have to constantly check them, or they have to constantly check themselves. Wait a second, I bring value. Or it could be, wait a second, this person brings value. And so it's definitely that feeling of there is there is a need to stand, this person on this side, there's a need to stand their ground about what it is that they are wanting, because I feel like somebody has said, this is what I want, this is what I'm looking for, this is what needs to happen. There's a need to stand your ground on that because the value is there, and this person will recognize the value, but you have to hold true to that value too. And the next card that we have here is, yeah, so we have the Queen of Pentacles. That's the next card coming up here. But when I pulled it up, it pulls up in reverse for me, or on the flip side, because this is the vice versa. The back of this here is, again, her having her back to this individual, I feel like. This is somebody who, she is totally good on her throne. She's in a lush, beautiful, you know, nature-filled, very, very beautiful throne. The back of here, we've got this bunny. Little bunny sitting back there, and then the proof of what's been destroyed before, because you can see there's been destruction here before, but the throne's still standing. I feel like this is definitely somebody who has her back turned to this situation because she knows that this is what she needs to do. Hold true to her value. She needs to hold true to that. It's standing her ground for sure. With that Seven of Wands there, that's definitely defense. It's standing your ground. And what's interesting to me here with this Seven of Wands, what strikes me, and I don't mean this in any kind of an offensive or sacrilegious type of a way, but the way that it looks similar to the Crown of Thorns would indicate to me that there has been, again, betrayal. There has been enough. This person has gone through enough. It's time for them to stand up for themselves, I feel like. And so with this Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, this is very much about knowing the value that you bring. On top of this Magician card, the blockage is the Sun card. I really feel like this is illumination and recognition that this person can do whatever it is that they want. They can fix this happiness. They can bring this happiness. They can be this sunshine. But it's the need for this new perspective in order for that person to get to that point, because right now, that's not what's being recognized. And then on top of that, we have the Two of Cups. So that's with this blockage here with the Nine of Cups is the Two of Cups. So for a lot of you, again, it has to do with just standing your ground on this. To be real with you, Pisces, that's really just what it's talking about. Standing your ground with this. This Nine of Cups, you already know what you want. You already know that you can get there. You just have to wait. And that sucks. But that's what it's saying. Because the advice here, again, Magician, you have to wait for this dude to figure out that he can do it. You have to wait for this woman or whoever it is. But this is also, the advice here is also that you can do whatever it is that you want to do here too. You can manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest out of this too. So it's, again, recognizing, taking responsibility for the fact that we can manifest what we want and not sitting around and necessarily just waiting for this person, because there's work that needs to be happening there too. It's not like you're way ahead. It's not like one person is way ahead of person A and the other person is way behind person B. That's not the way that it works. If one person's not ready, the other person's not ready. That's just the way that works. So neither of you are ready. Yeah, because then here, this outcome here is the Tower. So I feel like with this advice, this is what it's saying. You can pick and choose what your outcome is here. You can choose whether this is going to fall apart or come together. That's what it's saying. There is a very strong bond here. Some of you may be dealing specifically with Scorpio too. That could be what it is. But see, on the back side of this Tower is this eyeball up there in the sky that basically tells me I knew that this was going to happen. So what this is telling me is that you need to look out for what that is that you know is going to happen. If you know, follow that intuition, take action when you're told to take action or prompted to take action. Because this Tower moment can be completely avoided. It can be. It definitely can be. Because this Sun and the Two of Cups right here in these blockages, that when it's in the blockages, that means it exists. It's just blocked right now. So there has to be some kind of action taken. The universe, I feel like, steps in here. If this is what it's saying, if this person, this Magician that's blocked here, if that person doesn't step up to the plate, then the universe is going to take things into their own hands. And it's not necessarily going to be pretty for them. But it's gonna happen. That's definitely what I'm getting. So that's going to be the extended for this week, water signs. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please let me know your thoughts, and I will speak with you soon.